Either I've gotten extremely picky in the games that I actually let myself get hyped up for, or there's just not much coming out this year, or I could have been just looking at a very bad list of upcoming games because I had to struggle to find 10 that I actually care about enough to put in this video because I didn't want to just put something that I have mild interest in. I wanted to like put stuff that I actually really want to play, and some of which even on day one, which is not like me. I usually just buy stuff used on sale or later down the road when I have money. But there's a couple on here I'm probably gonna play day one just because of the time they're coming out and what they are. Starting with Code Vein 2, which is obviously a sequel to Code Vein 1, which I feel like not enough people played. And it was one of my well, probably is my favorite 3D Souls like, and the only one I've actually beaten, I think. Because I've played a little bit of Elden Ring. I'm waiting till I actually feel like sitting down for 100 hours plus for that game. So I've only put in a few minutes just to test it out, and it seems good. I'm just waiting for the right time. But then I've also played Sekiro, and that one's hard. Oh, that one's so hard. But I love the combat, so I'll keep coming back to it, but I'll probably never beat it. And then there was Code Vein 1, which I put in with no expectations. I got addicted immediately, and within a couple weeks, I had that game beaten, which is not like me at all. When it comes to really difficult games, I never put in that much time, and this one just sucked my life away. So when Code Vein 2 got announced, I never thought that would happen, so I'm very excited. And it just looks fantastic. It's just going to be another action RPG, obviously, with many wonderful, difficult Souls like elements. It will feature time travel mechanics, and it also allows players to alter the past to change the present, which wasn't really a thing in the first game. So, number two is doing some different stuff for sure. And then they are also introducing new enemies and a new story that is largely independent of the first game, so you really don't have to play the first one to enjoy the second one, it sounds like. And I honestly don't remember much of the story, if anything. It was just the gameplay that had me, and if they made a better story for this one that actually hooks me, plus good gameplay, I'm gonna have a great time. On top of that, this game's coming out within just a few days, actually, as of recording this video, because it comes out January 30th. So today is the 25th, so yeah, in 5 days, people will be able to play this. This will probably be one that I do wait on because it's going to go down in price, unlike some games on this list. So I'll just buy it used when it does go down in price because I don't need it immediately, and I have a lot of other stuff I'm playing right now. So I'll probably wait until this one's more affordable, but I cannot wait. I mean, I'm very excited to play it, even though I will have to wait. So let's see, what else does it say? It takes place in the same world, but yeah, like I said, this story is completely independent. So same world, different story. You don't have to play the first game, and then it will also build upon the original Souls-like combat with a focus on intense battles, customizable skills, and powerful partner characters. That was another thing the first one had. You would usually have a partner, if I'm not mistaken, and you could play multiplayer with a friend if you have any. Otherwise, you're gonna have a computer player, and they're not the best, but they're there. And as of now, it's only going to be released on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. No Switch release as of now, but with the Switch 2 being a thing, maybe we'll get a port in a year or two. I see that continuing to be a trend, even though the Switch 2 is supposed to be more powerful you would think, to get games on release day, but it's probably not going to happen very often, so we will get this eventually on Switch if we do, otherwise play it on PS5. And up next, we will be talking about Dragon Quest VII, the reimagining. So that was another thing I was trying not to put in here, was too many remakes, remasters, and stuff like that, but it can't be completely unavoided, unfortunately, at least based off the list I read through, because there wasn't very many. So this one's on here, which is a remake of the first game, obviously, Well, not the first game, but the original number 7. And it's just a classic RPG. If you haven't played Dragon Quest games, they're very JRPG. Like, they are the most JRPG of any JRPG that ever JRPG'd. So I highly recommend them. They're just comfort food, and I've heard the first number 7 was super long. I do own it on 3DS, which I'm currently trying to sell it on eBay, and it's not selling, probably because this one has been announced. Uh, but I'm trying to get rid of it because there's no point in owning the 3DS version since they are remaking and remastering pretty much all the Dragon Quest games for Switch right now. I mean, we've gotten the first 3, now we're getting 7, and then I really hope they announce 4, 5, and 6 soon. That would be so cool. Especially since number 12 is taking forever, and with the passing of Akira Toriyama-san, it's probably not been very easy on them to make that game. So hopefully things are going somewhat smoothly and it never gets canceled, because I would love to see number 12. But it's a strange world we live in these days. Now, it says number 7 had a lot to do with a time traveling story where players restore lost lands by visiting the past, featuring iconic character designs by Akira Toriyama-san, originally released on PlayStation. Yeah, and then there was a 3DS one which was called Fragments of the Forgotten Past. That's what I own. And then the new version reimagined is coming out in 2026. And as of now, I think it's coming out like February 5th? Something like that. It doesn't show it. But I'm pretty sure it's coming out in February. And it looks interesting. The characters look really goofy and dumb. But that's nothing wrong with that. I'm fine with that. It's just they look really interesting in this reimagining, and I just look forward to it. I don't have much to say because it's just a basic JRPG, and it's one I have not played. I've only played number 11, 11, 6, and Dragon Quest Builders 2. Oh, and I've played some of the Dragon Warrior Monsters games, like the original one on Game Boy. Those are so fun. They're so fun. I just love Dragon Quest, and I'm slowly playing through the whole series. I'm just way behind. So the more they bring to modern consoles, the better. Now, up next is a game from one of my favorite JRPG series of all time. It's Ys 10, Proud Nordics Edition. So I'm usually I would play an Ys game on day of release, but thankfully I waited when 10 came out because shortly after they announced that they were going to be releasing a more complete version, and that's what this is. Because it's going to be featuring some new story content, quality of life improvements, and a high difficulty dungeon, which not really my sort of thing, but whatever. And then it's just going to be basically the definitive edition for new players. So since I haven't played it, we'll play the Proud Nordics edition. And as of now, it's supposed to come out in sometime soon. Why does none of these show the dates? It comes out February 20th based on my notes. So it'll be out shortly after my birthday, and that would be a perfect time to pick up a game and just kind of give myself a little treat for my one of my favorite series of all time. And they better not announce a more complete version after this one. I would be very pissed. So would many other people, but yeah, if you haven't played an Ys game, you really should. Technically, you don't need to play any of them in order because they all just take different notes from Adol Kristen's life, and well, aside from Ys Origin, which followed different characters, but all the others are just based on Adol and like different adventures he's had, and you don't really have to play them in order, so just play whatever you want. You could start with 10, you could start with 8 like I did, and that one made me love the series like it did so many other people, so I'd recommend that, because number 8 is just, it's so special. I love that game, and I also got the novel that they wrote about it as well, and that is amazing. I love 8. And I really hope 10 is close to being as good as 8, because all the others have been fun, but nothing is as good as 8, and I just want more like that. Now, does it say anything else? So, it expands on the original story of Adol Kristen and Karja Balta, in the Obelia Gulf with new characters and a new island, while adding features like the Muspelheim dungeon and streamlined systems. Okay, some funny words. Can't wait to play it. Now, up next, we have another remake, remaster sort of thing that I was trying to avoid, but it had to be on here. This one is Mega Man Star Force Legacy Collection. Now, this is a collection of all the Star Force games from the DS and 3DS days. Actually, did they ever come out on 3DS? I can't even remember. They may have only been DS, and then we just never got stuff Mega Man related on 3DS that I know of. So yeah, they were great DS games. I loved them, and I think I loved them more than the Battle Network games a little bit. So it's going to be great to play through these again. I have more memories of them than I do the Battle Network games, which I've also been replaying recently, or trying to. I kind of skipped the first game because it's just it didn't age super well, and then I played through the second game, and I've heard 3 and 4 are like a lot better, so I can't wait to play those. But we'll get to them eventually, and I need to do that before I get this technically, but I'm still looking forward to it. I'll still buy it whenever I find it cheap. It's just not something I have to buy day one because I have played them before, and I'm currently trying to beat the Battle Network games first anyway. And this is going to have quality of life upgrades, kind of like the Battle Network ones did. Hopefully it'll have like a Mega Buster button like they did, where you can just one-shot enemies and make it a lot quicker. I mean, I understand playing the game as it was, but like, there's too many games to play nowadays, and life is short. I want to play through stuff as fast as possible sometimes, and these would be those types of games, so I'll probably play with the quality of life features, assuming they have that one. And it's just a blend of RPG and card-based combat to anyone who has not played them before. As you're seeing on screen, they play very different compared to most Mega Man games. But yeah. Actually, how many... Oh, it was only 3 games. Man. So yeah, some of them had different versions, like kind of like how Pokemon does. So there was more than 3 games, but technically there's only 3 games. So that's not too... Or is it? Because it says on here only 3 games. I don't know. I need to do more research on that. I'm assuming it has all of them. It should. And if my memory is correct, they had different versions, and it was not just Battle Network that did that. So yeah. But it's probably more than 3 games then. But technically 3, and I just can't wait to try them all. Now, up next, we have a weird one. This is Beast of Reincarnation, made by Game Freak. So, same people that supposedly make Pokemon. And I feel like most of their developers are not even developing this game based on some of the stuff they said in the Xbox Direct. So, I'm assuming they have basically an entire different team working on this game, and that's why it looks so incredible. They've outsourced a lot from what I've heard. So yeah, because this game looks way better than any Pokemon game has looked in ever. I mean, the older Pokemon games looked good for their time, but this one's the best thing they've ever made based on graphics. And I just want to play it because it has a big, white, fluffy dog that is your companion, and it's a action RPG, so I really look forward to it. That's my type of stuff, and the dog is just so cool looking. And it's set in a post-apocalyptic Japan, where a cursed outcast named Emma and her dog Ku fight monsters. It features technical combat, a strong bond between the two protagonists, and it's scheduled for release in 2026 as of now, with no confirmed actual day of release date. So, it's only expected for this year. I'm sure some things are going to get delayed, though. Now, up next, we have Bloodstained, the Scarlet Engagement, which is a sequel to Ritual of the Night, which was a spiritual successor to Castlevania Symphony of the Night, made by one of the same creators. I don't know all the specifics on that, but someone that worked on the original Castlevanias. This is his new game series, and they are great. I love the first one, even though it was a bit of a mess on the Switch when it did release. and I played it with all its bad, what was it called? Frame rates and just technical issues in general. It was not perfect when it came out, but I still loved it. I played through it, and it is just modern Castlevania since, you know, Konami doesn't want to make Castlevania anymore. But they'll allow anime to be made based on it, just no new games, which is really sad. I would love to see an official Castlevania game come out, preferably not made by Konami, maybe made by the Dead Cells people. But we'll see. Now, up next, we have one that was originally supposed to come out in 2023. And now it's 2026, and it's supposed to come out. It is called Deca Police. It's made by Level 5, which are the same people that made Ni no Kuni and all those types of games, and Dark Cloud and Rogue Galaxy back on PS2. Level 5 makes great games, and they're making a nice, steady, slow comeback now, but this one got delayed out of 2023. And people have already played a demo of it at one of the big events, I can't remember which one, and they said it was like the best game at that event at the time. So I'm really looking forward to it just to see what it ends up being. It's still kind of a mystery of like what type of game it really is. Like on here it just says it's a crime suspense RPG from Level 5 set in a futuristic open world where players solve crimes by investigating both the real world and a virtual space called the Deca Sim. Now, it's developed by the creators of the Layton series. Oh yeah, that was another Level 5 series, so if you like Professor Layton and stuff like that, it's made by the same people. And then it follows rookie detective Harvard Marks as he hunts criminals using futuristic gadgets and deductive reasoning. Now, yeah, and that says originally slated for a 2023 release, and now we're. And it's been delayed and is now scheduled for 2026 with no official release. I really hope we get it this year. But then it also says they are doing this is a multimedia franchise, or going to be one, apparently. So they're going to simultaneously release a TV anime adaptation, apparently. So whenever one comes out, the other should come out. I'd be interested in the anime. It looks really cool. I can't wait. I can't wait to try it. It's been way too long. Now, up next, we barely even have a trailer for. Unfortunately, it's only 30 seconds long, and it doesn't show much, but I played the first game and love it. This is Enter the Gungeon 2, which is obviously the sequel to the first game. And the first game plays more in a retro style. It's a top-down bullet hell type of game, twin stick shooter. Not really bullet hell, well, a mix. Twin stick bullet hell. And the first game is just flawless. I love it. The mechanics are incredible. And I really hope this new one is just as good, even though they changed the art style and it's more of a 3D look now, which I don't really like. I prefer pixel art over 3D any day, but I'll still try it, and hopefully it turns out good because this trailer does not show much. It also has local co-op like the first game, which was a big thing with that. I used to play that with some people that aren't where I live now, but that was good times. They sucked at it though. Like that was the problem. I was usually the best one because I practiced that game way too much. And then if I played it with anyone else, they would just kind of hold me down. Kind of like if you play multiplayer in Mario games nowadays, you just knock each other off the edge. This was similar. They would die and then I'd just be kind of doomed. But man, I hope this one comes out like sometime this year and doesn't get delayed. I really want to know more about it. Now we've only got a couple more here, which are two of the biggest bangers in my opinion, starting with The Adventures of Elliot, The Millennium Tales. This is a new HD 2D game, so made by Square Enix, obviously, and this one, unlike any of the previous ones, is going to be a top-down action RPG because they've done Octopath Traveler 1, 2, and 0, which are all turn based, and then we had Triangle Strategy, which was a strategy game like Fire Emblem, and then we also had like remakes and remasters of Star Ocean 2, Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3. So like we've never had a well, okay, the closest one would be Star Ocean 2, but even that's not the same type of action RPG this is. This is more of a top-down Zelda game with action RPG elements, and it just looks beautiful, and like the people that played the demo said it feels incredible. I just don't have a Switch 2 yet, so I couldn't play the demo even though I wanted to. I'm about to buy a Switch 2. That's going to be one of my big purchases this year, but I can justify it because I'll be selling my OLED, so it's not going to be a big purchase. It'll just probably be like $200 out of my pocket. Not a big deal. I don't mind doing that. I've got to get a Switch 2 though. I saw one in a Best Buy the other day and I felt it. It feels so good, and the sticks feel nice even though they didn't change much inside. They're not Hall effect, but man, it felt good. I just can't wait to have my own. Even though there's not much on it yet, I can still play my original Switch 1 games on it to enjoy. Now, in Adventures of Elliot, it features Adventure Elliot and his fairy companion, Faye, in a world of beast tribes combining real time combat with strategy support abilities and a story that spans 1,000 years. A demo is available, like I said, which you can only play on Switch 2 last time I checked, because I feel like this is a Switch 2 exclusive. Yeah. Well, not exclusive, but as far as Switch 1, Switch 2, it's not on Switch 1. It is coming out on PS5 and Series, like, it's coming out on everything, though. That's kind of interesting. I feel like the others were Switch exclusive, I think. Huh. I wonder if this is the first one that they're not doing like that. Cool. But yeah, this one just, it looks so good. Yeah, it's gonna have like I can't talk anymore. Puzzle solving like Zelda games and all that good stuff. So yeah, I highly recommend checking this one out if y'all have a Switch 2. And check out the demo, obviously, if that's still available. Now, the final game is going to be one I've been waiting for what seems like a decade now. It's Witchbrook, and I feel like this got announced and shown off like many years ago. It seems like so long ago, but I might be thinking of something else. Either way, this is like a Harry Potter-ish type of game. I mean, not in the Harry Potter world, but like you're playing like in a magical school. I think, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, magical world where players attend a witch's college in the seaside city of Mossport, and the gameplay focuses on learning magic and building relationships and exploring. So it's kind of like a mix of a Harry Potter magical type of world and then a life sim, kind of like Stardew Valley, I guess. So it's gonna have a big mix of genres and all kinds of stuff to do. I'm assuming. I hope they don't screw it up and make it really boring and somehow. But it just looks beautiful. It has incredible pixel art. It's gonna have character customization like a lot of those games do. It's got online co-op for up to 4 players on like as of release. So that's pretty neat because that's what Stardew Valley did, but not on release. It happened many years later. And apparently Witchbrook was originally slated for a winter 2025 release, so hopefully we get it before long in this year, but it does not have an official release date as of yet. It's just officially been delayed to 2026, obviously. But hopefully that doesn't change because I swear we've been waiting for this game for a long time. It just doesn't mention that on here for some reason. But yeah. And with that, I think I'm gonna hop off here and leave some gameplay for y'all to enjoy because this game is beautiful. But yeah, hope you all have a great day. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time.